Every generation thinks they finally figured money out. Your grandparents believed owning a house meant security. Your parents believed a bigger lifestyle meant success. Millennials were told experiences were the real wealth. And now, Gen Z believes looking financially smart online is the same thing as becoming financially free. Different decades, different trends, different costumes. But underneath all of it, the same financial trap keeps repeating over and over again. Because the biggest money mistake people make is not being bad with money. It is spending their entire lives trying to look successful before they actually become secure. And the scary part, most people never realize they're trapped until decades later. Most people think financial mistakes happen because someone was irresponsible. They imagine reckless spending, bad investing, credit card debt completely out of control. But that is almost never how the real trap begins. The real trap usually starts with something that feels normal, reasonable, smart, a bigger house because your career is going well, a nicer car because you finally made it, more holidays because life feels stressful, a luxury apartment because everyone online seems to be living better than you, and slowly, without noticing it, your financial decisions stop being about freedom. They become about proof. Proof that you're successful enough. Proof that you're keeping up. Proof that your life is moving forward. That is why this trap survives every generation. Because culture changes the costume, but human psychology stays almost exactly the same. Previous generations chased status through houses and job titles. Now people chase it through aesthetics, experiences, and social media. But underneath it all, the question never changes. Do I look like someone who has made it? And that question has quietly shaped more financial decisions than almost anything else in modern life. Robert grew up believing one thing above everything else. If you owned a home, you were safe. That belief did not come from greed. It came from the world he grew up in. His parents rented their entire lives. Money always felt uncertain. And after the post-war boom, owning property became more than a financial goal. It became identity. A house meant stability, respect, adulthood, success. So when Robert got a stable job and the bank approved him for a large mortgage, he did what almost everyone around him was doing. He bought the biggest house he thought he could responsibly afford, and to be fair, for a long time, it looked like the perfect decision. The value of the house kept rising. The neighborhood improved. The lawn got bigger. The kitchen got renovated. From the outside, Robert looked wealthy. But this is where the trap quietly appeared. Because over time, the house stopped being part of the plan and became the entire plan. Most of his money went into maintaining the image of stability instead of building financial flexibility. The pension contributions stayed small. The investing happened later. The retirement accounts never fully caught up. Now, Robert is older, technically wealthy on paper, but still financially anxious. Because a paid-off house can look like freedom, while quietly trapping all your freedom inside the walls. Then came Generation X. And their version of the trap looked much more sophisticated. Because unlike Robert's generation, they did not just want stability, they wanted proof that all their hard work was paying off. This was the generation raised during the rise of corporate success culture. Long hours, career climbing, dual incomes, bigger salaries. And for a while, it worked. Karen did everything right. She built a strong career. She earned more money almost every year. By her early 40s, she was making more than her parents ever imagined possible. But something strange started happening. Every increase in income quietly created a new version of normal. The nicer car became expected. The bigger house became necessary. The expensive holidays became deserved. And this is the dangerous part about lifestyle inflation. It rarely feels irresponsible. It feels earned. That is why so many high-income earners still feel financially trapped, because wealth is not determined by how much money comes in. It is determined by how much freedom remains after the spending is done. Karen looked successful from the outside. But behind the scenes, her financial pressure kept growing with her income. More earnings, more obligations, more maintenance, and without realizing it, she became trapped by the very lifestyle that was supposed to prove she had finally made it. Millennials grew up in a very different world. House prices exploded. Rent kept rising. Stable careers started disappearing. And after the financial crisis, a lot of people stopped believing hard work guaranteed security. Marcus felt that he watched older generations build wealth through homes and assets that now felt impossible to reach. So slowly, his mindset changed. If the future feels uncertain, why keep sacrificing the present? That is when the experience economy took over. Trips, restaurants, concerts, weekend escapes, food delivery, subscriptions for everything. And culture kept repeating the same message: enjoy your life. You only live once. Experiences are the real wealth. And honestly, some of that was true. The problem was not enjoying life. The problem was replacing long-term investing with short-term comfort. Because deep down, many millennials were not just spending money, they were trying to escape financial hopelessness for a few hours at a time. And without realizing it, temporary experiences slowly became a substitute for building permanent freedom. And now we arrive at Generation Z, probably the most financially aware generation in modern history. They know about investing earlier. They understand compound interest younger. They watch finance content before they even get their first full-time job. On the surface, that sounds like an advantage. And in many ways, it is. But Gen Z has a different problem. Previous generations tried to look rich to people around them. Gen Z performs wealth to the internet. And that changes everything. Now, success is no longer private. It is visual, constant, measured every single day. The apartment has to look aesthetic. The desk setup has to feel expensive. The clothes have to communicate taste. Even self-improvement becomes part of the image. And the scary part, a lot of young people are investing while simultaneously overspending on the lifestyle surrounding the identity of being financially smart, posting about discipline, talking about financial freedom, sharing investing advice. While the actual savings account stays painfully small, the trap is no longer ignorance. It is performance. Because looking financially intelligent online is starting to replace actually becoming financially secure in real life. So what is the real lesson in all of this? Every generation thinks the last generation got money wrong. Boomers chased houses. Gen X chased lifestyles. Millennials chased experiences. Gen Z chases aesthetics and online identity. Different worlds, different pressures, different excuses. But underneath all of it, the same emotional pattern keeps repeating. People spend money trying to feel successful before they become financially free. And that is why this trap is so dangerous. Because from the inside, it never feels reckless. It feels normal. It feels deserved. Responsible. Even intelligent. That is how lifestyle inflation quietly destroys savings. That is how high-income earners stay trapped for decades. That is how people earning good money still feel anxious about retirement. Investing and financial security. The people who eventually escape this cycle usually do one thing differently. They stop using money to impress people and start using money to buy back freedom. Freedom to leave a stressful job. Freedom to invest consistently. Freedom to survive hard times without panic. They understand something most people realize too late. Real wealth is not the house, not the lifestyle, not the aesthetic. Real wealth is having enough assets working for you, that your life no longer depends entirely on performing success for the world. And maybe that is the hardest part to accept, because nobody openly teaches us to chase appearances. It happens quietly. Through advertising, through social media, through the people around us, through the lifestyles we slowly start calling normal. And after enough years, we stop asking ourselves a very important question: am I building freedom, or just building the image of freedom? Because those are not the same thing. A person can look wealthy online and still be financially fragile. A person can earn a high income and still have no real assets. A person can own expensive things and still feel trapped every single month. And the truth is, most financial stress does not come from poverty alone. It comes from maintaining a lifestyle that quietly became too expensive to stop. That is why some people making six figures still feel anxious, still feel behind, still feel like they cannot slow down. Because once your identity becomes attached to looking successful, every downgrade starts feeling like failure, even when it is the smarter financial decision, and that is the trap every generation eventually faces. Not just the pressure to build wealth, but the pressure to constantly prove you already have it. So here's the question I want you to really think about tonight. What version of the trap are you living in right now? Is it the house, the lifestyle, the experiences, or the pressure to constantly look successful online? Because the moment you can honestly name the trap is usually the moment you finally start escaping it. And maybe real financial freedom is simpler than most people think. Maybe it is not about looking richer every year. Maybe it is about needing less validation, less comparison, and less performance. Because at the end of the day, real wealth is not the car people see, not the apartment people admire, not the lifestyle people envy online. Real wealth is having enough control over your time, your choices, and your future that you no longer need strangers to believe you are successful. So if this video changed the way you think about money, even a little, make sure you subscribe. Because here, we are not chasing the appearance of wealth. We are building real wealth. The smart way